Yeah, with that you have coped with them pretty well so far. Second in the table, that gutsy win against Ebro. What kind of a challenge do you expect from Treviso?
I think they'll be very similar. You know, if you saw their game on the weekend, they drove all their lineouts. So you know, the Italian sides like to drive. They like to put pressure on you through their forwards, and we've got to be up to that challenge. So it'll be another tough task, and of course away from home. You know, the boys have had some success on the road this year, so you know we look forward to that challenge. But really, it is a really important game, and I think what we're doing now is, you know, with the sort of changes that we're having to deal with, and players not coming back from the Rugby World Cup, it's just a real focus really on the squad that we had at the start of the year. We talked about, you know, this group getting some results and then handing the reins over, if you like, to the internationals when they come back. It's pretty much now, roll your sleeves up, boys, we're in this for the long haul, and that's how we're approaching it. So you know, wins like the one on the weekend are really, really important, even if they're not that pretty at times. But we know we're going to have to grind this out now for a period of time through to that sort of Six Nations period, really.
And do injuries like this, you know, obviously they're a big dampener on your ambitions, but can it almost engender a sort of siege mentality almost when your back's against the wall like this?
Well, certainly it's a good challenge, isn't it? And it's, you know, you're calling on the depth of your squad, and that's why it's important. Pete Edwards is the other one who's out for 12 weeks. He has surgery this Wednesday, so on his elbow. So there's another one, but we need to get him right by Six Nations time, don't we? Because we've got Rodri and Samson back. So yeah, we're sort of losing the odd one and getting one back. So yeah, it's a challenging time. It is a long season, but we're conscious that we've got to keep grinding out results as well. So it's a tricky one, this game. It's a must-win game for us, obviously, to stay where we are on the table, because other sides have been having success against them, so we need to have that as well, so just to stay in the race, really.
How do you see the table at the moment? Do you look at the table in terms of playoff positions, or do you look at it in terms of Champions Cup at the moment?
Well, there's two things running, so we definitely look at both in slightly different ways, but certainly we've got a major focus on improving where we are in the Pro12. Yeah. First and foremost is, you know, you can have these signings and be happy with the squad that we're seeing develop, being put together for next year, but you've got to be in Europe to really kick on in Europe, and so Pro12 is really, really important, obviously, throughout that process. So top six is a must, and obviously we want to improve on last year, so that means fifth or above, and everyone wants to be in the playoffs, don't they? So you know, for us it'll be a massive effort, clearly, with what we're dealing with at the moment, with some of the firepower not available, but certainly, you know, we're showing a lot of character, and that's what we ask from these players, and you know, with a little bit of attention to detail, we think we can improve the performance on the field, and that's a constant work on. So certainly Pro12 is a major priority at the minute. After Treviso, we then go back to the drawing board and look at permutations in terms of where things are at with the Pro12, with the European Cup, and obviously Glasgow now away and then home in our league. Strategically, we'll want to do well in those games as well.
Because Connacht's form and their presence at the top of the league is spicing things up a bit.
Well, it is, because I think we've got about 7 or 8 going into 6. Well, that doesn't work, because like last year there was a fight between ourselves, Connacht and Edinburgh for the last spot. So this year I think it's a bit tighter again. Obviously with 1 and 2 being the sides that were fighting out for 6 last year. But she's early days, and we're not getting carried away. A lot can happen, and the Ospreys definitely aren't out of it, so we're keeping an eye on them, don't worry. And there's a spicy game coming up in a few weeks' time there too, isn't it?